Alright, just like the title suggests, this video is going to be about the camera side of the map I am working on currently. This is FNAF 1, but like the completely redone, super stylized. And I have a new and improved camera system. The camera system we have today is just like actual FNAF, where you have buttons, and clicking those buttons put you in another camera. Now, the way this works, I am quite happy because this is just a map. There's no invisible item detections when you hit it. All it's looking for is the camera position. As you can see, there's an armor stand. When I get close to the seat, it follows where my player looks. And then there's a seat that when you're sitting in it, it aligns an armor stand properly to where you're looking. And the game is detecting that up here. So it detects if you're sitting, and then it's detecting what camera button you're looking at. Now, I'm quite proud of it because all it is these few commands right here. These cameras are a very start in progression. It's just something I tried doing, and I think they went out quite well. So a little bit on how it works. So first things first, when you're not in the cameras, a barrier just instantly gets put down. And let me turn on the scoreboards real quick so you can actually see what's happening. So you see there's a barrier going down and then a map. Now if you try to use the cameras outside without staying down, it does nothing. It just simply replaces the map like nothing's happening. And yes, you can rotate it, but it doesn't really matter. But the second you sit down is when everything gets interesting. Right when you sit down, that barrier gets removed, and on the side of the screen you can see a variable named sitting go from 0 to a 1. When you don't sit, it removes the barrier so you can't get in the area, but when you're sitting, it puts it back. Once the game detects that you're sitting, it is now following your camera direction with a armor stand that is always outside of the map no matter where you're looking, so players cannot hit it normally. And it's just looking for the map, so when you line your cameras up, it changes a little variable named camera. Now, the way it detects if you use the camera is if you're sitting and the map disappears. So if I break the map, it will register that I was looking at camera 1 because of the position of my camera, and since the map broke, it took out, or it replaced the map and put me in the camera. You can then re-punch the map and it disables the camera. The way it's doing that is I'll use a camera that I have not done yet, which is camera 8. Right when I punch it, it disables my camera movement. I cannot move my camera right now, so that way it is realigned on the map, so if I punch it again, it can give me movement again. If you happen to be in a camera, I have not done that one yet. If you happen to be in a camera and you do get out of the minecart, it also detects you're not sitting, so it gives you your camera movement back, so you cannot accidentally get stuck in the camera. You can just quickly get in and out, no problems. And you can also do what's called camera leading, where if I hover over camera 1, but don't hover over any of the other buttons, I still have camera 1 selected, so I can look around like normal, and if I punch anywhere on the map, it will put me in camera 1. Punch again, it takes it out. A little bit of the command side of things where part gets a little bit boring and confusing, but I'll go through it really quick. First things first, we have all these named camera. So this is putting the camera in front of the player. It's running all the camera like look entities. So basically, if it detects this guy, this camera, this is the thing that follows my camera. If it detects that in a range that equals one of these guys up here, it will switch the variable for camera to its position. You can see that right here. It's detecting 9.3 blocks above where I'm looking, and in a range of 0.3 blocks is where the armor stand has to be to know that it's at that correct camera position. That's all this is doing from cam 1 through cam 8. The camera replacing part's really easy. It's just checking if there is a map in the camera. If there is not, it will run this command, which just replaces it, and it will try run this one. This one checks if you're sitting. So if you punch the map and you're sitting, it will continue running. If you're not, it won't run this. But if you are, it puts cam active. It just tests if cam, and if you punch it again, it will be cam 2, because this was adding 1 to camera, and if it's 2, it just sets it back to 0. That's how it disables it. And then you have all the conditions right here. So if you're sitting or the cam is active, this one is for active. It removes your camera permission, so that's the locking out. And this is if you redo it. So if you repunch it, it gives you back permission. If you get out of the minecart, it re-puts you back in. And if you're not sitting anymore, it re-gives you your camera permission. So I thought this was really cool. You can see the giant map art over there of what it's actually displaying. And I think this is a really cool way of displaying the cameras, like how actual FNAF works. I thought you guys might like it too. Again, kind of a random video I am doing about it, but I thought I would share it as it's more on my lane of interest with all the commands, and this could definitely be used in a lot of other ways.